Welcome to the Dental Breakdown Show with Christian White. Mr. White is the CEO of White & Associates Practice Consulting. Better business, better dentistry. This podcast strives to help break down the current and everyday issues within the dental industry. In each podcast, we discuss a topic on dentistry with respected industry professionals, dentists, and other relevant special guests. Our goal is to help provide you valuable insights for your dental practice. We thank you for listening today. From the dental chair to the beach chair, wherever you are listening, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Dental Breakdown Show. Now take it away, Christian.
Let's introduce our guest to the podcast today, Dr. Brad Anderson. Thank you so much for being a guest on the Dental Breakdown Show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. As you said, my name is Brad Anderson. I'm a general dentist in Fargo, North Dakota. I practice with my father and one other dentist. My wife and I live in Fargo. We have 3 children, 8, 7, and 5. And when I was going to college, was pre-medicine and kind of decided that I liked talking to people more and that dentistry would be a good option for me to get to know people better, and went to dental school.
Fabulous. That's a great way to start out. So help me understand this, Dr. Brad. What was it that made you choose the crazy profession of dentistry?
I've kind of always liked doing things with my hands, which obviously plays in really well to dentistry. And I've always also liked the opportunity to get to know people and get to talk to people. Obviously, my dad being a dentist influenced it a little bit as well, but it was just kind of a combination of things in college.
Mm-hmm. So you just kind of woke up one day and it's like, God, dentistry sounds like it would be a lot of fun.
I kind of did. I started out as an accounting major and was like, nope, that's not for me. And then the more I looked at medical school versus dental school, it just made more sense.
All right, that makes sense. Great. Everybody wakes up sometimes and it's like they have what's called an aha moment, Dr. Brad. It's like, that's what I should be doing. So tell me a little bit about Anderson Dental. Tell me about what separates your dental practice in the marketplace in Fargo.
We try really hard to understand our patients and get to know them and maybe realize what they're looking for, what their motivations are. We pride ourselves. We do a good job at a reasonable price, and we try not to overtreat. Just suggesting things that need to be done or that'll make a big change. But we're also okay, letting the patient kind of decide what they want to do as well.
Mm-hmm. So there were 2 words in there that I think are really important: patient motivation. How do you go about understanding that or getting patients to be motivated and move forward with treatment that is going to be life-changing?
Again, a lot of it is just kind of having a relationship with the patient. We don't have a huge problem with case acceptance in our office because I think they realize that if we're suggesting they need something done, they probably actually need it done. As far as life-changing, if you're talking cosmetic stuff, we don't push that a lot, but we certainly do it, or we'll certainly talk about it if they want to. So it's kind of nice. It's a nice spot to be in where you can do all that stuff if the patient wants it, but at the same time, they trust you enough to realize that you're telling them the truth.
Mm-hmm. In dentistry, Dr. Brad, you and I both know that the relationship with the patient is number one. It's really important. At Anderson Dental, how do you go about building that relationship with the patient and getting them feeling, being comfortable with you? So when you start talking about dentistry, it's something that, it's not as big of a deal.
Again, a lot of it is just taking time to get to know them, taking the time during their cleanings to stop in, do your exam, and not just be in and out quick and, learn about their life and what they've been up to, what they've got going on, and then remembering it, next time you see them.
Mm-hmm. How do you go about remembering all of that?
We've got a couple different ways. A lot of patients I'm pretty good at remembering it if I've seen them a lot. And I always tell patients in my office, you don't necessarily want me to remember you really, really well, because it usually means that you've had a lot of work done. And so if I'm seeing them every 6 months for a cleaning, eventually I'll start remembering that stuff, but right away we cheat and we leave ourselves little notes sometimes, and if we have to. But the only time that's really a problem is maybe people only do an exam once a year and never ever need anything else.
Mhm.
The Dental Breakdown Show, sponsored by White & Associates Practice Consulting. Better business, better dentistry. They are a practice management and consulting firm for dentists and other healthcare-related businesses. Their sole purpose is to implement proven strategies through online and practice visits that result in the personal and professional success of the dentist and his or her team.
This is Dr. Brad Anderson, one of the dentists at Anderson & Brighton Dental, where we strive to treat patients as if they're family. We've been in Fargo for over 30 years, and if you're looking for a new dentist or need a second opinion, feel free to give us a call.
So if I am a new patient and I'm going to walk through the doors at Anderson Dental, tell me about what I'm going to experience when I come to your practice.
Yeah, so we're not huge on like that whole new patient experience where you come in first and do pictures and, and get x-rays and then have to come back later for another appointment. So your first appointment is going to be a fairly straightforward dental appointment unless you've called with concerns. So you'll get brought back by the hygienist. She'll talk to you and see your main reason for being there. We'll look at any records we have from the other office to see if we need any x-rays. And if we do, we'll take those. And then assuming everything looks pretty good, you'll get your teeth cleaned, and then the dentist will come in and kind of do a pretty thorough new patient exam. It's longer than a regular exam would be, but we are able to get it all done in one day.
Mhm. So if I'm a new patient that I'm coming in, I can expect that Anderson Dental is going to take, number one, really good care of me, and number two, they're not going to abuse my time.
That is the goal, yes. No, I mean, in some instances, if you come in and there's a ton of stuff going on, or maybe you need a deeper cleaning, we're not able to do that. But we try to screen that out on the phone first. And if we suspect that's going to be an issue, we may have you just come in for a quick appointment with the doctor himself to see what your needs are first.
So Dr. Brad, in our dental practice, tell us a little bit about your reception area, because I have walked into your reception room and it is unlike anything else I have experienced in any other dental practice I have been at. And it's got to be, patients have got to love it.
Yeah, we like to think so. It's nice. It's open. It's large. So when you come in the main door, you'll see the front desk off to your left where you check in, and then there's a large reception area to the right. It's nicely furnished. It's pretty good size. We've got a little atrium in the corner with birds in it, which a lot of the patients and especially the kids really like to see. We've got some paintings on the walls. Usually we're rotating through one that my dad has painted, so it's stuff that one of us has done. And then on the back wall, we've got some pictures of some cosmetic cases that we've done. And then usually we have some HGTV going on too. So
now, Dr. Brad, do you still have the video game Donkey Kong in the reception room?
We do. I forgot about that. Yes, that is there. And it's usually working, although it's like 50 years old, so it's getting a little finicky.
So Anderson Dental has a vintage video games for those who crave that. I being one of those patients. So I walk in there and it's like, I immediately go to that and it's like, that is fun. I'm like, this couldn't be a better place for me to come get my teeth done. Let me tell you. Oh, I love it. I've watched patients come in and they think it's wonderful too, because they go right for it, especially all the little kids. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's nice to have that out there for sure.
It is. So let me take a right turn here for a second. You spend all this time with patients every day, and what are the buzzwords or what are the ideas in dentistry that patients are wanting to know more about?
I think the thing we get the most questions about would be like hard tissue laser or laser dentistry. So we do talk about that a fair amount. We don't currently offer that. For us, it's fairly limited in use, and it's not super cost effective. And so that's not something we have. We get a lot of questions about Invisalign or clear aligners, which we do. And so that's something we definitely take a look at. If we think it's a case we can help them out with, we do it. And if not, we send them to an orthodontist who does it also. So we don't do all the cases, but we definitely do a decent amount of that. And then whitening always comes up, which we do offer free to our patients. We get them a free whitening kit once a year as well.
Okay, great. Let me ask you this question. Dr. Brad, if you were talking to a young dentist who was just fresh out of dental school, and if you had some success tips for them, well, what would be your top 3 things that you'd want to share with them?
Absolutely top of the list would be make sure you get to know your patients and that you're listening
Mhm.
to your patients and understanding your patients. Number 2 would probably be to treat your staff well, because your patients are going to see them more than they're going to see you. And so you want to make sure that they're happy and they keep them around for a really long time. And number 3 would be, you just graduated, find a bunch of continuing education and go take it all, because graduating is kind of the start of the learning and not the end of the learning. And they would need to realize that.
Amen. You get that right. I find that a lot of the younger dentists, the idea in how to get to know the patient is a real tough thing for them to grasp. A lot of them don't understand that how to go about doing that. But I'll tell you the other thing you said, number 2, I think that the staff is huge. Treating your staff well is another piece. I think you would agree with me, Dr. Brad. The staff are the ones that really help the patients understand, the dentistry, and really help you have them understand why they need to have this done.
Yeah, they definitely, like I said, they have more contact time with the patients than we do. So it's nice to have all the staff on the same page, but it's nice to have staff that get along with each other too and make it a happy place to go work. We're pretty lucky. Most of our staff has been there a really long time. We are actually having a little bit of turnover right now. One of our assistants retired after 33 years at our office, and 44, I think, in dentistry, and another one after 5 years is going to move back home. So we actually just hired a new assistant, but yeah, it's pretty rare where we get a new face around our office.
So the fact that the staff have been there for a long time, I think that says a lot about your office and the environment and the culture that you've been able to create at Anderson Dental.
We'd like to think so.
Yes, I have experienced that, and you guys have done a really wonderful, wonderful job, let me tell you.
The Dental Breakdown Show, sponsored by White & Associates Practice Consulting. Better business, better dentistry. They are a practice management and consulting firm for dentists and other healthcare-related businesses. Their sole purpose is to implement proven strategies through online and practice visits that result in the personal and professional success of the dentist and his or her team.
This is Dr. Brad Anderson, one of the dentists at Anderson and Brighton Dental, where we strive to treat patients as if they're family. We've been in Fargo for over 30 years, and if you're looking for a new dentist or need a second opinion, feel free to give us a call.
What role has the staff played in your success?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have hit on that pretty much already, but they do, I'm usually running around doing 3 or 4 things at once. So it's the hygienists are the ones getting to talk to the patients, realizing, hey, this tooth is bugging them, and we've already kind of talked about this, and this. So maybe patient has a heads up about what you might say, and that's really easy to do when your staff has been there for 5 or 10 years. And same thing for the assistants. I walk in, get a tooth going to sleep, and then I've got to go do something else. So the assistant is really the one there talking to the patient, making sure they're doing okay, and kind of, doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. If I could ask you this question, Dr. Brad, what has been the secret to your success? Well, how would you answer that?
I think it's a lot of the themes we've talked about. Treating the staff well and listening to the patients and treating them like you would like to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have to be able to do the work and do a good job of the work too, but I think most dentists are okay at doing the work. It's the rest of the stuff that really sets you apart.
Mm-hmm. So I have to say this. Tell us about the brand new LED sign that you have outside the dental practice, because that has been a really, really great addition. Let me tell you, I think it's great.
Yeah, it's nice. That was actually my partner's idea. He went to a continuing education where they were like, if you don't have an LED sign, you should really look into it. And he did. And it's big and it's tall and it's got our logo on it and a pretty good sized video board. So we're able to put a couple ads on there, but we'll also put fun things up too, like happy birthday, Dr. Josh or Dr. Brad. And I think it's definitely made our office more visible. Our old sign, although it was really nice, I think you could probably drive by it every day and not even realize it was a dental office if you weren't looking for it.
You're right on the money on that. I completely agree with you with that. That LED sign has been a really nice addition to the practice. So now tell me a little bit about our new dentist. Dr. Josh Bredding is there now. If you could say a few things about him, because I've had the chance to meet him. I have been very, very impressed. He's an unbelievable clinician and just a really great person to be around.
Yeah, Dr. Josh is great. He's new to our office, not necessarily new. He's actually my age, graduated the same year from dental school. I'm a Minnesota grad. He was a Creighton grad. And then after dental school, he did some Air Force time, worked in a couple offices, worked at the VA before landing up with us. And we've been really lucky. He has a great background. He was a psychology major in college. So he's really good at talking to people. He's at least as good at talking to patients as I am, maybe even a little bit better. But good at his work, likes dentistry, loves it. He's always in the office reading up on the latest materials. And so it's nice to have that there. Nice to have him to ask questions, and patients love him as well. And so he's been a really good find.
Great. I think the office has benefited greatly. I think you would agree with me on that, having him in the office. My last question for you is going to go like this. Is there anything else about yourself that no one knows about that you could share with all of us?
I don't know about that no one knows about, but I do, I have quite a few interests outside of the office. Obviously, I have my children. I'm very musical. So in college, I did band, jazz, and orchestra. I'm a trumpet player. And I also have recently resumed flying private airplanes after about 25 years off. And I absolutely love that. It's a great way to just relax and get up and get some peace and quiet.
That would be a lot of fun. Wow. Dr. Brad, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on the Dental Breakdown show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This has been a lot of fun.
Wonderful. So if our listeners want to know more about you and about your dental practice, where can they go to get more information?
If you Facebook look up Anderson and Bredding Dental, that's probably your best spot to get information, because if we do ever change our website, it's going to obviously be updated on our Facebook page, and that's where I would start.
Thank you for listening to the Dental Breakdown Show with Christian White. If you would like more information about today's topic, have a topic suggestion, or would like to be a guest, please check out the description below. Or for more videos, podcasts, and information, please visit whitedentalconsulting.com/podcast. If you liked the podcast today, please press that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification icon to become a part of the growing Dental Breakdown Show community.